Okay, so this video is a bit different. There have been two questions that I wanted to answer on my YouTube channel. The first was about how loud is the bike? And so I wanted to kind of pedal at different speeds, at different resistances, and see if you can't hear how silent the bike is. Obviously, I assume you mean the actual pedaling and not the LCD monitor, because you can put headphones in for that. So, and then the other question was, how stable is the bike on carpet? And my bike's on carpet, I don't know if you can tell. I do have some hardwood floors, but it's not really enough space around the kitchen to put my bike. So I have it on the carpet. So I'll try to answer both those questions. Now, I already finished my class today. I just did one. I'm pretty tired. I hit my record output of 444 kilojoules in a 45-minute class. I pushed it really hard. I felt like setting a record. So that's great. So right now I'm pedaling at 20 resistance, okay? And my cadence is about 70. So see if you can hear that. It's very soft. Now, if I push it up to about 100 cadence, you can hear like a light hum. This is 110. Now usually you go up in resistance, so 20 resistance is pretty low. So let's go to 30 resistance. So this is 90 cadence, 100 cadence. Now I don't know if you can tell, but the bike's very stable. I have no issues pedaling when I'm sitting. So you can tell it's very silent. Now let's go to 40 cadence. So this is 40 resistance. This is 80 cadence. We're at 100 cadence at 40 resistance. Very quiet. So now let's go up to 50 resistance. This is usually the upper bounds at which I pedal while sitting. So we're at 51 resistance, 60 cadence, 80, 90, 100. Now we're hitting 300 output here. That's a lot. Still very quiet. Now, at every level there I felt very stable and the bike was very quiet. The one issue with stability I have is when we try to stand. So when we're out of the saddle, and let me catch my breath. You know, when you hit 300 kilojoules, 300 watts, you're pedaling pretty hard. So I was just trying to get the output high to hear how quiet it was. So now if they start going, so sometimes they'll be at like 35 resistance, and I feel fine on the stability, but they might go up to like 80 cadence. That's where I have issues, because if I really try to get there, like I can start to kind of feel it rock a little bit, and I don't feel that comfortable. So what I end up doing is I'll up the resistance to get more stability and go it a little bit slower. So like, this is 55 resistance, 55 cadence, feels completely stable. And the resistance, the output, is in the 150s. If they go even harder than this, then I just go up into the 60s, you know? And the more resistance I get, the more stable the bike feels. So I only have issues of stability at the very low levels at high speeds. If I add the resistance, you know, it feels very stable. I have no issues. I always try to keep my core tight though. So I don't want to be all over the place, side to side pedaling. I try not to do that. I try to keep a tight core. So that helps. Now, I'll go to the highest resistance I can, or we'll go to the output. Let's try to get to 400 so you can hear how loud the bike is. So this is 66 resistance, and we're just going to pedal really hard. So that was 500 output. You hear the bike was silent. So this bike is very quiet. The only sound you get is the sound you really want, which is if you unplug. So anyway, I hope that answered questions about stability and how loud the bike is. Like I said, I have no issues, especially with the sound. The sound is very light. So if you put headphones in, the loudest thing people are going to hear is your breathing, which I'm sure you can hear on this recording. I apologize by that, but it's exhausting to get up in the high resistance, high output levels, which is why this is great for interval training. The stability, again, I don't have an issue. Just keep your core tight. If when you do stand and they're going at a lower resistance and you feel a little unstable, just add resistance to it. It helps. So that's the video with day 31. So we've done 31 days in a row. Feeling great. We're going to continue. I hope that answers the questions. I'll see you tomorrow.